Hey, it's Vaz with Cobex Construction Group. Today we're gonna follow me around. I'm gonna go to a few project sites and we'll go behind the scenes a little bit, let you guys know what we're working on. All right, so this house is previously an insurance claim, but the insurance only wants to pay for some repairs and they don't want to pay for the full replacement because they don't think they should. But in this case, what we're trying to prove is that these shingles are discontinued. Therefore, we can't mix the old shingles with the new shingles. So what we need to do is we need to cut out a sample and take this sample into a lab so they can test it to see if this shingle is still in circulation. So that's what we're going to do right now. You can see the blown off shingles kind of throughout the roof here, but mostly on this side, all the way through and through, there's a lot of loose shingles. So in this case, you know, a lot of times what they'll want to do, the insurance, for example, they'll say, okay, we're just going to replace what's damaged. We're not going to take care of the whole roof because we're just going to cover what needs to be repaired. But when there's damage throughout the entire roof and you start making little repairs everywhere, you cut out a piece and you mix old shingle with new shingle, they're different dimension, different sizes, you're creating more of a problem. And in that case, a lot of times the more logical approach and the best approach is to have the full roof replaced. In that case, a lot of times insurance is responsible for that. So our job is to today send a sample of that shingle to see if it's still in circulation. If not, then the case is that we need to install new materials on here. So yeah, we got to take a full sheet and then take a full sample. We got to lift up to kind of clear enough room. It's very brittle, so it's a little difficult to do. I'm going to take this basically full sheet. We're just going to take this sample just like so, send it in. This is the top layer, bottom layer. So this is the width. Just need to get as close as possible. It's really hard because it's so brittle, but here's the best that we were able to do with this old shingle. So this is the sample that we'll be taking in. We'll come and tarp this area off, get it protected until we can get to it and get the roof replaced. But just it's hard to get a full sample because it's so brittle. It just comes right off. It just breaks right off. So did our best, but I think we got the sample we needed. Okay, so we got the sample. We're gonna send that over to the lab. They're gonna test to see if that shingle is still in line. They may check the brittleness to see if it's still a shingle in production, if it can be installed, because if the shingles are a little too brittle, when you try to go and make the repairs, it just won't pass the test. So the lab's gonna give us a word back on that, and then we'll be able to tell the customer what we can do next. And so that's done. Next, we're gonna go to another job site. This job site is gonna be a multi-family job that one of my sales reps sold. We're gonna meet him on site. He is basically, I think, doing a partial. We're not doing the full apartment complex, but it's a low slope. It's a TEO. Seems like there's quite a bit of work, but we'll go take a closer look. We'll meet David and then we'll go from there. David with Cobex Construction. What's up, Bob? So David put this project together for us here and he's gonna do a little quick rundown. We're gonna walk the project, ask a few questions, take a look at it, and then go from there. So David, how did you end up here on this project?
Yeah, so we ran an appointment. We got called out. One of the property owner here owns a multi-family complex. And as you can see, the roof was torn off due to the last storm that we had at the beginning of January. And so because of that, the roof was leaking like crazy. Some of the tenants live in motels right now. And so he's looking to take care of this as soon as possible. And so we were able to win the business, not only because we were able to give him a fair price, but because we can do it pretty quickly. And so along the edges, completely dry rotted. So we're gonna have to cut back some of the eaves. We're gonna take off the existing torch down, which is a rolled down comp material. We're gonna put new dense deck, new Ardtech insulation, which is the underlayment for the TPO. And then we're gonna put down a rolled down flat roof, which is called TPO. It's a single ply roofing membrane that's designed for flat roofs like this. So come check it out. We're really excited to do this project.
So yeah, man, this looks like the wind blew off several layers here. With a flat roof, there's not a lot of water runoff too. So it's even more, water damages happen faster because it's shallow. So it's extra important to take care of it quicker because if water sits on something like this, it just gets heavy and leaks right through. So I'm sure this is gonna be quite the case once we pull it off. So was this previously tarped already?
So yeah, this was previously tarped. When I came out here, this is exactly what it looked like. Large portions of it was torn off, so insurance is involved. He's gonna have a pretty sizable deductible to pay for the roof, and the rest of it's gonna come out of his pocket. But half of this was already torn off. It's got the torch down all over the place. When I came out here, there was roof material all over the place. But I want to show you some of the dry rot. What happens with these flat roofs is water comes off very slowly, and at the edge, it can kind of pool. And so when it pools, it deteriorates all the wood. And so this guy has 161 rafters that are all spaced apart about 2 feet, but they're all dry rotted. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna cut back the eaves. So to help save the customer some money, we're gonna take a skill saw and just shave off the edge about 1 foot to remove the dry rot, put a new drip edge, waterproof it so the water is coming off the roof. Because what we don't want is for water to whip underneath, and it's gonna do the same thing right now. So in order to avoid that, we're gonna shave off some of the roof here, put a nice nosing at the end so that water can come off properly versus whipping back underneath and causing some dry rot in the future again.
Yeah, the other thing is with these trees, the dirt and the debris, they fall on the roof. If it's not cleaned regularly or if the trees are not trimmed back, what happens is it just deteriorates the roof a lot faster. So one thing to do is just to do regular maintenance on the roof, especially if you have a lot of trees like this around, because you don't want those dirt debris sitting on the roof, abrasing, causing damage and deteriorating the roof faster.
We're gonna be replacing all the vents, so all new roof jacks, plumbing caps. We'll paint these to match the color of the roof, probably an accent color. The TPO, we have screws that get down at the seams, and then we're gonna use a hot roller which mechanically fastens the TPO, and it's gonna be overlapped so that it's not gonna have any potential water intrusions. Overall, it's just gonna be a lot better system. It's gonna last a lot longer for the homeowner. In this case, the property owner, since it is a multi-family complex. Just a great return on his investment. Does it one time, does it right. For this property owner, time frame was really crucial to him. We pulled some strings. We're gonna help him get it done within 2 weeks, which was a major plus for him, which allowed us to secure the business, but also it reinforces that we care. And so we're looking forward to hopefully helping him out with a different property as well, another apartment complex in this neighborhood.
This is gonna be a fun before and after, so hopefully you guys got to get a chance to see what the flat roof process looks like. I mean, as far as the before and the process, what we're going to do to help him save some money and get him a new roof fast.
I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product. It'll be very pleasing to see what it looks like now and to the transformation component of it. It's going to be a different house, a different apartment complex in this case, but we're looking forward to seeing the finished product. Thanks for joining us.
The next one, we'll stop by one more and call it a day. All right, we're at our last and final stop for today. Looks like we did tear off, delivery of materials. The guys are working. Hopefully most of the woodwork is done. Looks like gutters started going in. Let's go take a look. They did some tear off of the old wood, probably installed the new wood, perimeters and overhangs. Let's go up, take a closer look. Obviously, first thing to do is replace the damaged rotted wood. So you can see they started taking that off here and replacing it. Shingles get delivered right on the roof, makes it easy. So back in the day, I remember when I was helping out with roofing, we had to throw it on our shoulders and walk it up to the roof, but saves a lot of labor and a lot of energy to do it this way. So the supply company just gets it delivered right on the roof. Some of these older homes, the wood that they use is like the 3/8 plywood. It's like the thinnest. So when you walk on it, it's very spongy. And of course, if water gets to it, it's just gonna deteriorate a lot faster. So that's one of the unfortunate things about, you know, the older plywood is just it's so thin. I mean, even just standing on here, I can feel it kind of crackling. The chimney will have a new saddle, new flashings there. Looks like usually what happens is it gets ordered to the size, gets delivered and installed prior to all the shingles and everything else going on. So that's gonna be the next step. This is gonna be a ridge vent. So what's gonna happen is right across the top, it's gonna get cut about 2 inches so that the air can come out from the top of the ridge here. That's the ridge vent system. Joanna's gonna show us where they already cut it. You got it covered, yeah. Yeah, so right here. That's the ridge vent system, so that's 1.5 inches on each side so the air can come up and so that then the caps get installed on top. So that's the cap. Underneath the cap there's a roll of plastic that protects it.
Wait, is that?
Okay, so that's a wrap. Thanks for following along today. Hopefully we got to see a few project sites and you guys enjoyed seeing how it goes down on the job. We got to look behind the scenes with the install. And lastly, we got to visit David on one of his jobs. I had fun today. I hope you guys did too. I'll see you next time.